Jim, do you hear me? Do you hear me, Jim? Do you hear me, Jim?
Mr. Bradley, we can hear you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we can start with the preamble.
Okay, in compliance with notification requirements of Ohio's open meeting law in section 101.021 of the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1796, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the city planning department conduct their meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record before taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting has the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile versions and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair facilitator to recognize you and select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also use the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located at the bottom of the WebEx screen. All meeting activities being recorded by way of the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed by way of YouTube. All requests to speak on a particular matter by way of our website and email have been considered. We have also received emails from those who have provided written comments on a particular matter. Mr. Jacobson.
Mr. Chairman, this is Dan Jacobson from the Law Department. Preliminary issues, the live stream. Can we verify that the live stream is on and functioning?
Through the chair, yes.
And Mr. Chairman, as the Law Department has done since these public meetings have gone virtual and or hybrid, law states its objection to the use of the chat function. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Davis.
Mr. Bradley,
Here?
Mr. Maschke,
Here.
Mr. Dink,
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, we're going to move billing docket A016-25 up to be the first one. Okay, so A1625, 16702 Miles Avenue.
Application and fees are in order. Notice of violation is condemnation of the main structure. Issued on December 13th of 2024. Appeal was received January 13th of 2025, requesting for 6 months to complete abatement of the violations. Present for today's hearing, Chief Billing Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson Law. Will the applicant or his or her attorney and or representative please state your first and last name and your relationship to the property for the record? Mr. Chairman, I
Yes.
do not see Maurice Grays in the participants panel, nor is that person present in room 516 this morning. I'm sorry, 5:14 this morning.
Okay, Mr. Vanover?
You gotta swear me in, Mr. Chairman.
Is he, okay, are you on, Mr. Vanover?
I am.
You have to swear
Okay.
everyone in.
Okay,
You have to swear me in so that Mr. Jacobson can make his
Right on.
argument.
do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Mr. Jacobson?
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, did notice of today's hearing get returned to the board's file for any reason?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
And through the chairman to Ms. Davis, have you received any form of communication, an email, a voice message, or anything physically delivered to you on behalf of this appellant and or docket?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
Through the chairman, the due process requirement of notice having been given to this appellant, the board can proceed with this hearing and ruling today. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I forgot to acknowledge that Councilman Joe Jones is also with us this morning for Ward 1. He would need to be sworn in as well.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
Yes, I do. I will tell you nothing but the truth. 50 years of mess at this particular site.
Go right ahead.
All right. Site here is this is the site we're referring. The actual roof is caved in.
Yes.
Okay. So this has been a heartache and eyesore for our community now for at least bare minimum in terms of an eyesore in our neighborhood near the intersection of Miles Avenue and Lee Road. And I don't know why the city let these people get away with murder like this for all these years. It's been at least 40 years now since we have physically watched that building completely fall apart. And for the last 8 years, I got text messages. I've sent this information over to Sally Martin's office a gazillion times and asking them to get out there and please cite these people. It's almost as if these people have resources, money, and power and influence where no one touches them. And we watched the building fall on the outside around it. We watched the actual and I'm sorry for being a little extra here, but this is something that I've been getting like beat over the head all the time in community meetings, where the roof has caved in. So we for several years have been sending photos and information over to try to deal with this issue, and mediate it. And there's been all of these shenanigans and all of these things happening, moving back and forth with this particular property, and nothing actually at the end of the day is getting done. And now we have physically saw the building collapse. So a portion of the building has finally collapsed over. And it is a safety issue for the neighborhood because who can tell, because it's right up against the sidewalk, when that whole front end is going to fall as well. So not only do we have, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the issue of this particular building, but then you have at least 2 or 3 buildings to the right and to the left of it that also have issues with code enforcement where their ceilings have already collapsed in. If you do a flyover, you will see nothing but an empty shell of buildings. And the only thing is holding it up is the brick walls. So in this particular subject matter that we're talking about, this one has completely collapsed. And then the other ones that are next to it have collapsed and fallen apart too, and need to equally be torn down. If I had my way, I would take a wrecking ball and tear it all up, going all the way up to Miles Avenue. Because all of those buildings, unfortunately, the city has been negligent in holding accountable these property owners, and that's the city of Cleveland. And it's not just this administration, but it's previous administrations also. This building and the complaints that started on this building started back with me back in 1998 when I got in public office. And before 1998, it was complaints in community meetings in 1991. So we go all the way back dealing with this eyesore and dealing with this egregiousness of allowing for people just to come into our neighborhood and just do whatever they want to, and there's no level of accountability. So that's my sworn testimony.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Mr. Vanover.
Mr. Chairman, we have been on this property. We've had multiple citations and violations over the years. Anyone that looks at the record will see that. The owners have been playing the system and working through the laws to delay. I believe that their absence today is yet another attempt to delay enforcement. We ask that you deny any more time. You remand it back to the Department of Building and Housing for further action. And I would ask for an emergency resolution to publish this today so that the Department of Building and Housing can be afforded the opportunity to enforce on this property.
Okay, a motion is in order to deny more time, remand the property division of building and housing for any further action. Also,
moved. So moved.
okay,
Second.
a motion by Mr. Maskey, second by Mr. Bradley.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maskey,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, and Carmella, you can get the emergency order started up, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. They'll be notified within 2 weeks. You're on for the next docket also, Councilman. That's building docket A 017-25 16700 Miles Avenue.
Application and fees are in order. Notice of violation is condemnation of the garage issued on December 12th, 2024. Appeal was received January 13th of 2025, requesting for 6 months to complete abatement of the violations. Present for today's hearing, Chief Billing Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson Law, Ward 1 Councilman Joe Jones. If the applicant or his or her attorney and/or representative is present, please state your first and last name and your relationship to the property for the record. Mr. Chairman, I do not see Eddie Grays in the participants panel, nor is that person present in room 514 this morning.
Okay, Mr. Vanover, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Mr. Jacobson?
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, did notice of today's hearing get returned to the board's file for any reason?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
And through the chairman to Ms. Davis, have you received any form of communication, an email, a voice message, or anything physically delivered to you on behalf of this appellant and or docket?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
To the chairman, the due process requirement of notice having been given to this appellant, the board can proceed with its hearing and ruling today. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman?
Yes,
solemnly-
Mr. Chairman.
Okay, you,
Mr. Chairman, the
yes.
phone was, I'm in a building where I hear you guys, but it's kind of breaking up, so I'm moving around a little bit, my stuff, the last issue, what did we do?
Okay, the last issue, remanded back to the city, and emergency resolution to take care of business.
Okay,
so
so they're
that's
gonna
done.
tear it down, they're gonna tear that building down?
Um,
I
Mr.
hope that, I'm
Vanover-
praying that, because the city has, then gave them citations, came and punched them in the nose and knocked that building down. Now, I don't know why they don't, because they got plenty of laws to be able to do it. And they shouldn't be gaming I heard what Mr. Vandover said about it.
Mr. Chairman, can we
But
move
got
on
the
to the
ability
docket
to
before
stop.
us?
We have the ability, Mr. Chairman, with the rules and regulations we got, to stop all of these shenanigans. And if there's a problem with it,
Mr.
then
Chairman,
let them sue the city.
Mr. Chairman,
Because this is an eyesore and it's a safety hazard for our people.
Mr. Chairman,
when you
Councilman
say it's
Jones
been
has
given
not been
back to the
sworn in for
city-
this docket.
I know,
No, I'm
he's-
gonna get sworn in, so I don't want you to cut me off because the chairman gonna do that. Now, let the chairman run his job, not you. All right, so the chairman is very adept and very smart, wise man. So my question is, when we remit this back to the city, what's going to actually happen here? Because these people are choking me. They're not choking you, sir. They've been whooping the hell out of me on this issue. So when it goes back to the city, what does that mean, Mr. Chairman?
Okay, so, Mr. Vanover, I'm gonna let him talk on that, because, Councilman did not hear what our resolution was on it, so I was letting him know what that was. So if you wanna, say something about it, Mr. Vanover, go ahead, and this is the last one.
So, Mr. Chairman, as being remanded back to the Department of Building and Housing, and an emergency resolution allows us to enforce our administrative rules against the property. And what those are, there's multiple options. I'm not going to commit to in an open hearing what that path will be. Mr. Councilman can discuss with the director or the law department offline what those options are.
Well,
Okay.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. And then
Okay,
this
good.
particular property that we're on, before you swear me in, what's
Okay.
the address real quick? Because I couldn't hear that at the beginning.
Okay, it's 16700 Miles Avenue.
Oh, my God.
Sounds like it's right next to the other one.
Lord have mercy.
All right, you ready to get sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yeah, I do.
go ahead and tell us your thoughts.
Hold on, let me
Go
pull it
ahead.
up. Do we have photos of that particular property?
There are a few that are up, yes.
Can I see them real quick, just to, I gotta know exactly which one I'm talking about. I see so many buildings.
Carmella,
Through the
did you-
chair, through
Yeah.
the chair to Councilman Jones, you will see the garage, which is cited, which is known as that address. And then the picture to the right, the inspector took a picture of the inside of the garage showing that the roof is missing.
Yes.
So that's
yes,
what
yes,
you
yes.
see here.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that one is bad. So that one there, not only is that roof, unfortunately, but you have, and since we have Mr. Vanover on the phone, we have 16630, and that roof is missing too. And then the subsequent building next to it is missing. And then 16700, that you're correct, that roof is gone. And it's also a miscellaneous eyesore along next to the one building that we just got through talking about, that the whole section of it just done fell in. And I 3-4.
Okay,
And I don't know why let me ask this question. At 16700 Miles Avenue, I'm absolutely for having that building demolished.
okay, very good. I'm gonna go over to Mr. Vanover. Mr. Vanover?
Mr. Chairman, this is a garage that is adjacent to the property we just heard. It just happens to be on a separate parcel and is addressed separately. My testimony is the same. We ask that you deny more time, remand it back to the Department of Building and Housing for further action, and we would ask also for this to be included as an emergency resolution.
Okay, a motion is in order to deny more time, remand the property division of the Building and Housing for any further action, and it also will be an emergency resolution. Motion,
So move.
moved by Mr. Bradley,
Second.
second by Mr. Dank.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maschke,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes. Okay, the notice will be sent out within 2 weeks. Thank you for your comments, Councilman.
Thank you,
And-
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate the board. I appreciate the quick deliberation. Just got one more thing. At 16634, what are we doing there? This is to the distinguished gentleman of Building and Housing, Mr. Vanover.
Mr. Chairman, to the councilman, we can discuss that. This is not the venue to do that. This is-
Okay, if you could give me a
this is
call,
the appeals.
because that that building and also the 16630, so 16634 and 16630 are just as, it's just as bad as all what we've been talking about. It would have been nice if we would have been able to have them all here today and just, do what we need to do to get rid of these eyesores in the neighborhood, because they unfortunately been here for so long that, it is a life quality issue for the residents. And I want the board to hear this because this is important. People go
I think it's
past these
inappropriate, Mr. Chairman, to receive testimony of
people
property.
people go past
Through,
these buildings, and that's
through,
not, I got the floor. I
through
got
the
the floor and the
chair.
chairman runs the meeting. And I want these people to hear this because this is a mess in my neighborhood. And you don't see this like that in no other community.
Ex parte.
And what I'm saying to you right now, I'm expressing myself.
Mr.
so that
Chairman,
the board,
this is
the
Patty, with
board will
respect to the
understand
councilman, Mr. Chairman, to the councilman,
that
these could be
properties-
considered ex parte here, comments that is in matters that are not currently on the docket. You cannot give the board ex parte comments, I apologize, Mr. Chairman. I know you believe this is disrespectful, but you cannot, if those matters might be pending before the board, you cannot make comments on matters not before this docket and agenda today. And if there are matters that are pending on those addresses, the board is happy to notify you of the hearing so that you can come before and give your important testimony for those matters. Thank you.
Okay,
Well,
so
thank you. Let
Councilman,
me just say this in general, Mr. Chairman, and to the board and to the distinguished lady. I appreciate that. We don't want to pressure any future situations. So I just want to thank you for the opportunity, but also understand that there's a number of sites, not only just this location, where we've just been unfortunately challenged with trying to deal with some of these issues that have had a very profound and powerful negative impact. And it's one of the reasons why we're losing population in our area. So I appreciate the opportunity. Please forgive me. I don't mean to be disrespectful. What you're hearing is the frustration of an entire neighborhood and community. So again, I apologize if I'm out of order. Please forgive me. Don't mean to be disrespectful to no one. So thankfully, we've been able to deal with some of these issues, and hopefully as we move forward, we can fundamentally correct some of the other problems and issues we're having in our neighborhood. So what you're hearing, unfortunately, is just to build up frustration. Again, please forgive me for being out of order, Mr. Chairman, and to the board and to the distinguished guest who was on the audio. So you're hearing frustration. So please forgive me. Thank you.
no problem. Thank you, Councilman, and hopefully we'll get to the bottom of the rest. All
All
right.
right. Appreciate you.
Okay, next docket, building docket A 011-25, 330-334 South Moreland.
Application and fees are in order. The notice of violation is exterior maintenance and rental registration, issued on September 16th of 2024. Appeal was received on January 10th of 2025, requesting until spring of 2025 to complete abatement of the violation. Present for today's hearing, Chief Billing Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson, Law. Will the applicant or his or her attorney and/or representative please state your first and last name as well as your relationship to the property for the record? Mr. Chairman, I do not see Attorney Robert Levine or anyone representing Coastal Line Homes in the participants panel, nor is those parties present in room 514 this morning.
Okay, Mr. Vanover, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Mr. Jacobson?
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, did notice of today's hearing get returned to the board's file for any reason?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
And through the chairman to Ms. Davis, have you received any form of communication, an email, a voice message, or anything physically delivered to you on behalf of this appellant in our docket?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
Through the chairman, the due process requirement of notice having been given to this appellant, the board can proceed with its hearing and ruling today. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vanover?
So, Mr. Chairman, this is a sizable apartment building. And the appellant, of course, didn't bother to come. The appeal statement requested till spring of 2025. Mr. Chairman, spring was over June 20th. We would ask that you grant till that time, remand it back to the Department of Building and Housing, and then and allow just no further hearings or extensions on this, granting them what they asked for.
Okay. So we will grant the time to June 20th, 2025. And at that point, we are remanding, the motion is in order to remand or to order to deny any more time after that and to remand the property to the Division of Building and Housing for any further action, that there will be no more extensions. Motion?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Mr. Maskey, second by Mr. Dank.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maskey,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, notice will be sent out within 2 weeks. Next docket is 1832 Willowhurst Road. This docket has been withdrawn. Next docket is 3448 West 132nd Street, and it's docket 013-25.
Application fees are in order. Notice of violation is exterior maintenance issued on December 16th of 2024. Appeal was received on January 10th of 2025, requesting until March 15th of 2025 to complete abatement for the violations. Present for today's hearing, Chief Billing Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson Law. Will the applicant or his or her attorney and/or representative please state your first and last name as well as your relationship to the property for the record? Mr. Chairman, I
Yep.
do not see. I don't know what this is. Jorgensen in the participants panel, nor is that person present in room 514 this morning.
Okay, Mr. Vanover, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Mr.
That's a
Jacobs?
spouse.
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, did notice of today's hearing get returned to the board's file for any reason?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
And through the chairman to Ms. Davis, have you received any form of communication, an email, a voice message, or anything physically delivered to you on behalf of this appellant in our docket?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
Through the chairman, the due process requirement of notice having been given to this appellant, the board can proceed with its hearing and ruling. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Vanover.
Mr. Chairman, the appellate is requesting, this was issued December 16th. They were requesting time to complete the abatement. We are now half a year away from that. I think that was plenty enough time. We asked that you deny any more time and remand it back to the department.
Motion is in order to deny more time, remand the property Division of Building and Housing for any further action. Motion?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Mr. Dank, second by Mr. Maskey.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maskey,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, notice to be sent out within 2 weeks. Next docket is housing docket A 014-25, 904 Parkwood.
Application and fees are in order. Notice of violation is exterior maintenance. I think it's a vacate order and a 30-day condemnation that was issued in 2008. Appeal was received January 10th of 2025, requesting 6 to 8 months to complete abatement of the violations. Present for today's hearing, Chief Building Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson Law. Will the applicant or his or her attorney and/or representative please state your first and last name as well as your relationship to the property for the record? Mr. Chairman, I do not see a Ms. Morris in the participants panel, nor is that person present in room 514 this morning.
Vanover, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Mr. Jacobson?
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, did notice of today's hearing get returned to the board's file for any reason?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
And through the chairman to Ms. Davis, have you received any form of communication, an email, a voice message, or anything physically delivered to you on behalf of this appellant and or docket?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
Through the chairman, the due process requirement of notice having been given to this appellant, the board can proceed with its hearing and ruling. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vanover?
Mr. Chairman, this property's been condemned for a very long time. And we ask that you uphold the notice as properly issued, both the condemnation notice and the vacate notice. And we ask that you deny any more time and remand it back to the Department of Building and Housing. It was purchased in this condition with an expectation of compliance. That property owners are responsible for doing their due diligence.
Okay, we do find that the notice was properly issued for the condemnation and for the vacate order, and a motion is in order to deny more time, remand the property to Division of Building and Housing for any further action. Motion?
Yep, Moses in here.
Moved by Mr. Bradley,
I missed it on there. She forgot it.
Second.
second by Mr. Maskey.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maskey,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes. Notice will be sent out within 2 weeks. Next docket is Housing Docket A 015-25, 2612 West 28th Place.
Application and fees are in order. Notice of violation is condemnation of the main structure. Issued on December 11th of 2024. Appeal was received December 25th of 2024, requesting for 1 year to complete abatement of the violations. Present for today's hearing, Chief Building Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson, Law. Will the applicant or his or her representative, attorney and/or representative, please state your first and last name as well as your relationship for the record? Mr. Chairman, I do not see a Scott Eversole in the participants panel, nor is that person present in room 514 this morning.
Mr. Vanover, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Mr. Jacobson?
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, did notice of today's hearing get returned to the board's file for any reason?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, have you received any form of communication, an email, a voice message, or anything physically delivered to you on behalf of this appellant and or docket?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
To the chairman, the due process requirement of notice having been given to this appellant, the board can proceed with its hearing and ruling today. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Vanover?
Mr. Chairman, this was it was a fire condemnation. We attempt to grant time to work through insurance issues or any other issues, but there's been no application made for permits. There's been no, according to our records, no attempt to reconcile this issue. So we would, and the appellate is not here to provide any testimony to the contrary. We would ask that you deny any more time and remand it back to the Department of Building and Housing.
Motion is in order to deny more time, remand the property Division of Building and Housing for any further action. Motion?
So moved.
Okay. Moved by Mr. Dank, second by Mr. Maskey.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maskey,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Notice will be sent out within 2 weeks. Next docket is housing docket A 018-25 3509 Independence Road.
Application fees are in order. Notice of violation is exterior maintenance, issued on December 11th of 2024. Appeal was received January 4th of 2025. Applicant is requesting until September 15th of 2025 to complete abatement of the violations. Present for today's hearing, Chief Billing Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson Law. Will the applicant or his or her attorney and/or representative please state your first and last name and your relationship to the property for the record?
Craig Stone, owner.
Okay, Mr. Stone, you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and let us know what the plans are.
Actually, I was a little bit shocked. I got this in the wintertime, exterior violation, so there's no way I could do it. After look, and I didn't look at it. After looking at it, I would like to get another inspector out there to go over it. Because I think some of these things are possibly nitpicking. I think the house looks fine. I did paint the house. I, it's surrounded by 3 abandoned houses, by the way. So it's not like, and a house across the street, the porch is falling down. The only reason that this happened is because I raised my tenant's rent. So he called the city inspector. I still would like to meet somebody concerning the driveway that I feel is fine. I don't feel that the driveway, if there's anything really wrong, sure, some of the concrete's cracked, but it's not a trip hazard. But and I don't think that there's anything that needs to have a permit. The tornado came last year and when it was really windy and blew part of the roofing off the back porch, the flat roll roofing. That's all I had to do was put the roofing back on and some of the wood rotted and put a couple pieces of wood in there. I don't see why I need to pull a permit for that. Me being a homeowner doing the work.
Okay,
So I was thinking that another inspector could come out there.
all right, Mr. Vanover.
So, Mr. Chairman, this is a investment property. It is with commercial activity as a rental property. The expectation with all property owners, and more specifically, rental property and commercial property owners, but everybody is responsible for maintaining their property. The fact that the appellate's statement that he couldn't do it in the wintertime, our position is it should have been done before then, before the city of Cleveland has to expel and the citizens of Cleveland have to expel their tax dollars and their resources to send inspectors out to tell property owners, investment property owners, to be responsible and take care of their property. According to the inspections and the inspector's notes, the rear roof of the patio does need a permit. It does need repairs beyond roll roofing. While the appellant may believe that it's not a trip hazard, our maintenance code requires driveways to be maintained. So I would ask at this point that you deny any more time, although it doesn't appear that more time has been requested. In the appeal statement requested more time, but the appellate has objected to the notice of violation. We ask that you uphold the notice of violation as properly issued, remand it back to the Department of Building and Housing.
Okay, so Mr. Stone, this does not stop you from completing what you need to get done. So we're going to make a motion to deny more time and remand the property division of building and housing for any further action, and that the notice was properly issued. But
I'm not asking for more time. I'm asking for another logical inspector to come out there and go over these violations with me. Okay. And again, I don't see why a permit should be for a piece of wood put in my own house. I got to pull a permit. I just let another inspector. I think this guy came after me hard. If you've seen his house, it's not bad. We're not talking the Miles Road place. abandoned source site since 1991. We're not talking anything like that. All I want is another inspector to take a look for a second opinion.
I
Then
think,
move forward. I
Mis-
probably have it done anyway. I'll probably have everything done. The only
Through the
thing I
chair,
gotta
there's a
do
motion.
is
There's a motion on the floor. Please allow the motion to continue. After it's seconded, sir, we could go into discussion.
okay, motion,
So moved.
okay, moved by Mr. Maskey, second by Mr. Bradley.
And you could have a discussion now.
Okay.
Through the chair. Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Stone, I hear what you're saying, but Mr. Vanover has stated that because you're replacing some wood pieces underneath there, that it is structural, and so therefore it did need a permit. So you're gonna need to get yourself a permit for what you did, okay? And then they can inspect it and for that part, move from there. And if the inspector's out there, I don't know, whatever it is that you've done, he can take a look at, and that's what you're gonna need to do to get it passed, because it'll need the final inspection on it.
there's no way that any of this stuff was shown from going down the street. Impossible. This is a tenant that called because I raised the rent. And we know we had those tornadoes last year that blew a ton of stuff off these roofs. That was Mother Nature.
Well,
So-
and Mr.
But-
Chairman, I ask that we move on. If the tenant has the ability, has the authority to call the inspector when there's a problem, and the violations that exist. And yes, we had tornadoes and weather last year, but that's the expectation. Our expectation is that this house is maintained as well or better than the house on East 53rd in Newburgh Heights, where the landlord lives. So I ask that we move on to the next docket. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Stone.
So
Housing
what do I
doc-
do? What do I do now?
Well, you have to get the permit. It's like I mentioned, you gotta get a permit and have that inspected. Whatever else there is that they told you to do, that's what you
Well, they
need.
said something about the driveway, and there's no way I would be able to afford to put 20,000 in a concrete driveway in that neighborhood. That would just never be able to be happening. The driveways, yeah, I've got some cracks like all these old driveways do, though.
Mr.
If I see
Chairman,
a trip
I mean,
hazard,
the statement was in that neighborhood. I ask that we move on. He can reach out to his own legal counsel to find out what his next steps are.
Okay, the next docket is housing docket A zero.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
you need to vote on the motion. Sir, you need to vote on the motion.
I think we already did that, didn't we?
No, you did not. We went into discussion after you seconded.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
Please, yeah.
okay, Ms. Davis, call the roll.
Sorry, Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maskey,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, okay, notice will be sent out within 2 weeks. Next docket is housing docket A 019-25 6924 Clausen Avenue.
Application and fees are in order. Notice of violation is exterior maintenance issued on December 11th of 2024. Appeal was received January 15th of 2025. Requested until May 31st of 2025 to complete abatement of the violations. Present for today's hearing, Chief Billing Official Tom Vanover, Dan Jacobson Law. Will the applicant or his or her attorney and/or representative please state your first and last name as well as your relationship to the property for the record? Mr. Chairman, I do not see the applicant in the participants panel, nor is the person present in room 514 this morning.
Okay, Mr. Vanover, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth?
I do.
Mr. Jacobson?
Through the chairman to Ms. Davis, did notice of today's hearing get returned to the board's file for any reason?
Through the chairman to Mr. Jacobson, no.
And through the chairman to Ms. Davis, have you received any form of communication, an email, a voice message, or anything physically delivered to you on behalf of this appellant and or docket?
Through the chair to Mr. Jacobson, no.
Through the chairman, the due process requirement of notice having been given to this appellant, the board can proceed with its hearing and ruling today. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Vanover.
Mr. Chairman, this is an exterior maintenance violation notice for, this is a rental property and it is, so it's a commercial investment property for an owner that is, in, South San Francisco, California. As I've stated, there's an expectation that property is maintained prior to the city of Cleveland requiring, to send their inspectors out to tell property owners, we ask that you deny any more time, remand it back to the Department of Building and Housing.
Motion is in order to deny more time and remand the property to the Building and Housing for any further action. Motion?
So moved.
Okay, moved by Mr. Maschke,
Second.
second by Mr. Dank.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maschke,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes. Notice will be sent out within 2 weeks. Next docket, housing docket A 020-25, 2919 East 64th Street has been withdrawn. Next order is approval of resolutions. So A 001-25 through A 010-25, motion.
So moved.
Okay, moved by Mr. Bradley, second by Mr. Maschke.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maschke,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes. Approval of minutes for June 18th, 2025. Are there any additions or corrections?
No.
Motion,
So moved.
moved by Mr. Maschke,
Second.
second by Mr. Bradley.
Mr. Bradley,
Yes.
Mr. Maschke,
Yes.
Mr. Dink,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher.
Yes. Is there any other business to come before us?
No.
Okay, we're now adjourned.
Happy Fourth, everybody.
Happy
Thank you.
Fourth.
You too.
Holiday.
Thanks.
Be good to yourself.